When I first moved to Japan, one of the things which really caught my attention was the frequency of earthquakes which happen here. So Japan experiences somewhere around 1,500 earthquakes throughout the year, and some of them are strong enough to be felt by people. So Japan shakes almost every single year. On an average, there is one earthquake happening somewhere in Japan every single day. While most of the earthquakes are minor tremors, earthquakes of magnitude 6 or more also happen several times a year in Japan, given the fact that the whole country is based over the Pacific Ring of Fire. Coming from India, where earthquakes are rather quite rare to happen, coming to Japan and experiencing an earthquake was very unsettling and quite a different experience to have. It was fascinating and at the same time very unsettling to experience the ground moving beneath my feet quite regularly. Naturally, that led me to a question which stayed in my mind for a fairly long amount of time. What is the safest building to be in during an earthquake in Japan? Historically, Japan's building codes have continuously evolved. After the Great Kanto earthquake, which happened in 1923, building regulations become very stricter, focusing mostly on resilience and safety. After the catastrophic earthquake again in 1995 of Awaji Hanshin or Hanshin Awaji, the rules were revised again, focusing more on the construction safety and also on seismic safety of the buildings as well. In today's world, Japan has one of the most technologically advanced building codes and one of the most rigorous building and seismic standards in the world. Even residential buildings like the one behind me where I'm living right now, this is a danchi, a public housing, are also based upon very rigorous safety standards in building codes and also in seismic safety. However, my curiosity doesn't just stop there at all. I wanted to know what is the most safest building to be in when you are inside an earthquake. As I searched deeper from online articles to old archives, I started piecing together Japan's obsession towards safety. And through my research, I actually do know the safest building in the whole of Japan. And it's kind of like really close to me. So we are going to go there and check it out. Today, in Tokyo, nearly 9 out of 10 buildings here meet the modern seismic standards. And even everyday apartments have systems that cut gas and power the moment a quake strikes. Even train stations and subways are built with early warning sensors that stop services in seconds. So even if there is an earthquake inside the subway, it should be pretty safe. Okay, so currently I am in Asakusa and we are going to a building known as Tokyo Skytree. I think many of you actually already know about it, but for the people who do not know, it is the tallest structure in the whole of Japan. So let's have a look. So from Asakusa, it's actually super easy to get to Tokyo Skytree. You just hop on the Tobu Skytree line and in literally one stop, you arrive at the Tokyo Skytree station. The train ride itself is short, but it's fun. You pass through neighborhoods that feel a mix of old and new Tokyo. And the moment you step outside the station, you can't miss it. Rising above anything and everything else in the sky is the Tokyo Skytree. So this is the Tokyo Skytree. It is one of the tallest structures in the whole of Japan, and it is also one of the safest places to be in when there is an earthquake. It is coming at 634 meters and comes to be the second tallest structure after Burj Khalifa. So what makes the Skytree so safe? The Skytree has a center shaft of reinforced concrete surrounded by a steel frame structure that can absorb and disperse seismic waves fairly effectively. I mean, even during the 2011 Japanese earthquake, it was completely safe. The tower in itself is huge. When you get close to it, it's just towers over everything. But around it, the area feels like a regular Japanese neighborhood. Small houses, shops, and quiet streets. Skytree, however, is more than just a tower. People gather here for events, especially during Japanese festivals. It's a place for the community as much as it is for the visitors here. Skytree isn't just something to look at from the outside. You can actually go inside as well. It's a big tourist spot with shops and observation decks. I got myself a ticket as well, so I'm heading in and see how it turns out to be. Inside, there's a wall that shows the history of Tokyo's architecture. It starts from 1949 when Japan was rebuilding after the war. Step by step, you see how the city grew with new buildings and new technology. The timeline shows how earthquakes and disasters pushed engineers to make things safer. Finally, it leads all the way here to the opening of the Tokyo Skytree. Even the Emperor of Japan came to visit when it was completed. It's a story of how Tokyo rebuilt itself through its buildings. From the waiting area, you can see the big triangular steel frame up close. It gives you a sense of how massive the tower is. And these are the things which keep the tower very stable and intact. After that, I got into the line for the elevator. They give me a small ticket and you wait for your turn. There are 4 elevators here and each one of them has a very specific design based on the season of Japan, like spring, summer, autumn and winter. The elevator takes you straight up to the Tembo deck, which is like 350 meters above, and it's kind of very smooth and very fast. And once you get up, the scene and the room up above is really nice.
At 350 feet, you usually are all the way up above the tower, and it looks very phenomenal.
Yeah. I was very lucky that the day was very clear and I was able to see Shinjuku all the way there.
So currently I'm at the top of the Tokyo Skytree, all the way up at 350 meters. The views here are currently absolutely breathtaking, and it's completely safe to be here actually if there is an earthquake because of the dampers inside the tower. But then again, if you ever come to Japan and if there is an earthquake happening, you better be here actually.
From up here you can see how tightly Tokyo is really packed with small houses and bigger buildings. It's kind of pretty nice.
There are also other buildings all the way up there. It's called the Marunouchi. Those buildings also are very tall and are also fairly safe. One of the buildings out there is the place where I actually work. And you can see the entire Tokyo skyline stretching endlessly. And on good weather actually, you can also see the Mount Fuji if you're lucky enough.
Up here it feels like a mix of locals and tourists all gathering at the windows to see Tokyo from above. The deck can hold hundreds of people at once, but it still feels pretty calm. The vibe is relaxed and quiet and everyone is just taking in the view. On a clear day you can even see the mountains, and on the north side you can see Saitama as well. Looking at the buildings, it's like a glimpse of Japanese way of life. Busy and compact, but always somehow peaceful and endearing.
It's kind of hard to imagine that this is the safest place to be in the whole of Japan. But when you come all the way up and you see all of the architecture in and around Tokyo, you kind of realize how much time, effort and engineering has gone through over the 100 years Japan has progressed. So if you ever come to Tokyo, by all means, go to Tokyo Skytree. So yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see something more, or you want to visit another place in Japan, or you want to know about any new topic, send me a request in the comment section below and I'll definitely try to fulfill it. So see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.